Hello. So I wanted to talk about my Lasik eye surgery experience. So I'm somebody who has worn glasses since 3rd grade, and I've been wearing contacts since middle school. So I've always wanted LASIK. I couldn't wait until the day that my eyes became stable so that I could get the surgery done. So when I was looking for a doctor, what I did was I went off of recommendations. So there's one doctor who's very highly recommended in my area who everyone seems to go to, and I went to him for a consultation. And then I also went to Dr. Maloney. He's really highly recommended like in the LA area. I'm in Ventura County. He does a lot of like celebrities and people like that. He actually did Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner in that episode of the Kardashians that just aired recently where Kylie got her LASIK eye surgery.
Doing it easy, sweetie.
Right below your field faster to the points. And you'll feel me touching your eyelids.
My mom was like, he's supposed to be great. Why don't you just go get a consultation and see like how much he costs? So I reached out to him and I reached out to the other doctor in my area, and I had consultations both within a week of each other just so I can kind of compare, see price, see how I liked the doctor, the office, all those things. So the doctor that I went to in my area, my consultation was good. One of the reasons I didn't go with them was it felt really salesy, which I didn't really like. So they offered 3 different options. There was basically 3 different priced surgeries you could do. There was a more old school option that was $39.95. There was somewhere in the middle that was $49.95. And there was like the top of the line surgery that you could get for $59.95. For me, it was hard because even after asking questions and kind of talking it over, I still didn't fully comprehend which surgery was right for me. It made me feel not very confident in my decision of which surgery to get. Because it felt kind of salesy, I almost didn't trust them to tell me this is the best option for you. So I was kind of figuring, okay, I guess just do the top of the line one. But it was also that feeling of like, oh, is this necessary? If they're offering this other surgery that's $2,000 less, what's wrong with this one? Why not do this one? So it just made me feel a little, I didn't really know what to do there. And they really pressured me to go ahead and book my surgery date, even though I expressed I wasn't really ready. They were like very adamant about booking me, and I just kind of felt pushed and pressured, and I just didn't really like the vibe. And everyone could have a different experience. I've heard nothing but good things about this doctor in this office, so that was just my personal experience. I'm sure that they're great. But I just wasn't feeling 100% in my decision to go with them. So it was great when I went to the doctor that I chose, who's Dr. Maloney. For my initial like first interaction with the office and the girls and everything, I loved my tech. Her name was Emily, and she was the one basically doing all the tests on my eyes and kind of going over pricing with me and just kind of discussing everything and then introducing me to the doctor. She was wonderful, and I felt like I could have really open conversation with her. It didn't feel salesy. It felt like this is what we do. It was just a very different vibe, and I instantly felt comfortable. They do a few different eye tests on you. I actually messed up and I didn't have my contacts out for 72 hours before my appointment. So there was a series of tests that they weren't able to perform. And basically the reason that you do that is contacts can warp the shape of your corneas. So that's why you have to have them out for 3 days before so that the doctor can take proper measurements. They were really awesome and accommodating, and they actually were able to do it right before my surgery. So I basically came in an hour before my surgery time to get these tests done before they would operate on my eyes. I loved Dr. Maloney when I met him. I felt really, leaving that consultation, I felt so excited and so ready to do this, and that's how I knew that he was my doctor. So Dr. Maloney only did one surgery. It's that top of the line surgery. It's the only one he does, and that one was $6,600. So it was about $600 more than the other doctor that I was interested in. So they do 1 year of post-operative care, which actually both offices that I got consultations at did. So that covers like all of the appointments and everything. And then also it does cover within the next year, if I find that my vision isn't perfect, I can go back in and have another surgery and get that fixed. When I had my consultations at both offices, I asked about, you know, discounts, if they offer like a cash up front discount. Both offices said no, but Dr. Maloney's office said, and I don't know if this is something that they do all of the time or if it was just because they had a cancellation, but they said if you book our first available appointment, we'll give you $500 off per eye. And I was like, wow.
Wow.
I wasn't really ready to get my eyes done right away, but I felt so confident about Dr. Maloney and I knew I wanted to go with him. I didn't really feel like I could turn down that $1,000 discount. So I went to my consultation on a Monday and their first available surgery was on a Thursday. So I asked if I could take the afternoon to think about it and talk it over with my mom. And they said, yes, absolutely. Talked it over with my mom and I ended up calling them and booking it. So it was super fast, but I'm so happy that I did it. So for my eye surgery, I ended up paying $5,600. Another thing I'd like to add is at that other doctor's office that I went to for my consultation, they were going to charge me $230 for my, what is it called? My drop kit. So that included my like antibiotic drops, my glasses and all these things. And I was kind of like, oh, they charge for that. It's kind of weird. So that would have brought my cost to almost $6,200. Dr. Maloney charges $6,600. They included my glasses, my antibiotics, my drops, everything. They just gave it to me and it was included in the cost of my surgery. And I ended up only paying $5,600. So, you know, this celebrity doctor who I figured might kind of be upcharging because he has such high-end clientele, he actually ended up being cheaper for me, which is amazing, and I'm so happy I went with him. So he's done Lindsey Vonn, William Shatner, Cindy Crawford, Kristen Cavallari, Dennis Quaid, Henny Winkler, Kenny G. He's done like a lot of, you know, really like high-end people, and it sounds so like la-di-tam-da, but like I think there is something to be said about if these people who have so much money at their disposal and have so many like resources available to them, if this is the doctor that they're choosing, then I think there's definitely something to be said about that. So when I went in for my surgery, I was really anxious. I wasn't scared by any means because I was actually really confident in my doctor, and I know this is something they do all the time. Dr. Maloney himself has done over like 60,000 procedures. He's been doing this for decades. So I felt super confident. It's just like an anxious feeling, of course, going into surgery no matter what. They do different tests to check your eye pressure and your prescription and all kinds of things. You basically go to, there's different rooms with like these different machines, looking into these machines with like different lights and things, and they get all of their measurements and things that way. So there was like a little bit of paperwork. They gave me a sedative to help me relax, and they put in some numbing drops and a hair cap on, and I was ready to go in the surgery room.
Iodine's a great look on you, babe.
Once you're in there, they add some more numbing drops. Dr. Maloney was super calm and reassuring through the entire thing, which really helped. The first, they basically do it in 2 different steps. The first step is this machine that basically, it's like a suction around your eyeball, and that part was a little uncomfortable. It's not painful by any means, but it's just a lot of pressure on and around your eyeball. And I guess what that does is it makes it so you're not blinking. They can get it's like really precise on the eyeball, and like your eye doesn't move. So that's why they do that first step. And then the second step is the laser. So they cut open the flap and, you know, open it, they do the laser, and then they put the flap back on. And they have this like Q-tip where they kind of like make the flap smooth. And yeah, I think it took like maybe 10 minutes per eye, like if that. It was super fast. It's a little uncomfortable, but overall it was a good experience.
Nice little facial.
Right? Hope you guys have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you, you too. New eyes, who dis?
There. Good. And just look straight ahead. You can blink if you need to. And that looks really good. Awesome. Flaps are clear, they're well centered, they're in the right place. So now it's just you to do the right work. Yeah, so it's just like that. The adjuster's on your left side by your ear. So that's it.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, after the procedure, Tyler took me home.
I don't even know what that first part was, but when he put you on the machine and that thing was like suction cupped to your eye, I could like feel in my eye. Like my eye started twitching. Guys, check out these 6 shades she's got on. Those are actually the new Fendi glasses. Haley got them before everyone else did. Their secret release. They give you extra clout. You did so great. I'm so proud of you.
My parents had In-N-Out waiting for me, which was so sweet. And I ate, I took an Ambien, and I went to sleep for the afternoon. You're supposed to sleep 4 hours after the procedure and basically just have your eyes closed for healing. After that first 4-hour nap, my mom helped me get my eye drops in and everything, and then I went to sleep for the night. So they say that your eyes can be uncomfortable, they can be a little dry, and they feel kind of scratchy. Like I kind of felt like I had like sand in my eyes for that night and the whole next day. But I was having some pain in my right eye. Still didn't think much of it. So I'm on my way to my checkup. My surgery was yesterday, so going today for my 1-day post-op. My vision's still blurry, which I wasn't expecting. I kind of thought, you like hear about all these people like waking up with perfect vision, and I thought that was going to be the case. But I woke up with my vision blurry. It's gotten gradually a little bit better throughout the day, so that's good. I'm anxious to ask the doctor if this is normal. I couldn't have driven myself today. Like I wouldn't have been comfortable.
No.
And they didn't say that I needed to have someone drive me today, so I don't know. It's mostly good. Like I can definitely see better than I ever have, you know, like without my glasses. Like it's definitely better than it was, but it's just not where I would be comfortable like operating a motorized vehicle. When I went in for my post-op that day, the next day after the surgery, and told them kind of what was going on, they were like, did anything happen? And I was like, no. And they checked out my eyes, and it turned out that my flaps, so the flaps that they had created, instead of, you know, laying perfectly flat so they can heal, they had both shifted a little bit to the left. So basically what was happening was it was creating ripples in my vision, and that's why I was still seeing blurry. That's why I was having some pain. So they did say that this is rare. It doesn't happen often, which I'm like, of course it happened to me. I do think that I probably shouldn't have taken the Ambien to sleep, because I do think that maybe like in the middle of the night, maybe I kind of tossed around too much, and I don't think I was like aware of my motions because I was so asleep. Dr. Maloney wasn't there the day of my follow-up, but Dr. Shammy was. She's the other like head doctor there, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about both of them. They're both wonderful. I ended up having to go back into the surgery room to have my flaps basically smoothed out. She was the one that went ahead and went in there and smoothed them out for me, and instead of, you know, taking the Ambien and things to sleep that night, I like made sure I was like super propped up, had my goggles on of course, and just slept very conscious of my movements, because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything that I was doing, and I wanted to make sure I wouldn't have to do that again. Cheers. I can see.
Barely.
So we're on our way to my second follow-up appointment. I woke up and my vision was great. I'd say it's at like 95%. It's still a little blurry, but yesterday that's kind of what they said to expect, that my vision should be mostly wonderful, and if it's still a little blurry, that's normal. It'll just kind of take me a little bit longer to heal because of what I had happen. So we went to my appointment and I got all checked out, and I have 20/20 vision. So my eyes look good. They're still a little cloudy, which is normal, and that should get better throughout the day and over the next couple of days. So I went up for a follow-up the following day, so this is, you know, 3 days in a row of going in, and they said everything looked great. I have 20/20 vision, so super exciting. And also what they did when they had to go back in and smooth the flap out was they actually put like a bandage contact lens over my eye, I guess just to keep it like flat and smooth. So that also helped, I think, make sure that like nothing moved around and everything just stayed the same. So then on Saturday when I went in for my post-op follow-up, they removed the bandage, everything looked good, I was good to go. So just some quick little things. You're not supposed to drink any alcohol the day of your procedure. Do not rub your eyes. You can't swim, like get into a hot tub, jacuzzi, steam bath, sauna, any like water where there can be bacteria. You can't wear eye makeup for 24 hours following your procedure. After 24 hours, you could wear like brand new makeup that's like freshly opened, but you can't use anything that's already been used just because of bacteria. You may resume wearing the makeup you already have after 1 week. So the medications that you use, They give you these antibiotic drops that you do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and bedtime. You shake them up and you just drop them, one in each eye. You do this for 1 week following your surgery. They also give you some of these, and this is a box that I just bought because my eyes have been very dry. But they give you some of these. They're artificial tears, and it's basically just to lubricate the eye area. When you're having irritation or itchiness, use these. My eyes have been very itchy, which they say is normal, but if they continue to get more itchy, I am supposed to let them know. They also give you the Ambien to sleep, which I used, and then you can take Tylenol for pain, which I did the first night because I was experiencing some discomfort. So yeah, there was a huge difference after I went in to have my flap smoothed. That next morning I woke up, there was a huge difference. I had that moment of I woke up and I could see so clearly, and it was amazing. I had like disinfecting wipes on my dresser, which I would normally never be able to read, and I could like read the label, and it was like the weirdest, coolest feeling. I like can't even explain it because I'm still at night, I feel like, oh, I need to take my contacts out. I'm like laying in bed, like watching a TV show, and I'm so used to that feeling of, oh, I can't forget to take out my contacts. And so now it's like so weird because it was such a part of my life for so long. It's just weird that I don't have to do that anymore. Overall, even with my little complication and everything, I would still 100% do it again. But yeah, it's amazing. I see great. I've obviously, you know, I've been driving, doing all of the things, and it's really cool. Some other really cool things about Dr. Maloney that I wanted to share. So he is the first MD to perform LASIK in Western North America. In addition, he's also trained more than 1,000 eye surgeons in the use of the excimer laser. I don't know if I'm butchering that. He has personally performed more than 60,000 vision corrective surgeries in the last 25 years. He's also performed LASIK on noteworthy celebrities like Angelina Jolie, Cindy Crawford, Lindsey Vonn, and many, many more. If that isn't enough, he also published 3 books. He has also been a principal investigator for 22 FDA studies and is the Dodgers team eye doctor, or at least he was. This article is from 2016. But anyways, just overall an amazing guy. He's done some really cool things in the whole eye LASIK surgery field. The procedure is completely painless and takes like 15 minutes. Normally you can go to work the next day. Obviously I had a little bit of complication, so I couldn't. I wasn't able to drive or anything because my vision was blurry from the rippling that I had. One thing that was really cool, and Tyler didn't get it on the video because he was putting it away to help me get out of my chair, but as I'm getting up after surgery, they have a clock on the wall, and the doctor asks, "Can you tell what time it is?" And I was able to read the clock immediately after surgery, immediately after having it all done, as I'm getting up out of the chair. So that was a really cool moment. My best advice would be to ask around about doctors and see like who's recommended in your area. If you're in the LA area, I think Dr. Maloney is the best, and you should definitely go to him. And yeah, don't be scared, just do it. It was honestly such a good decision.